Championship. Conducting muzzle and blanket inspection, Derek Tabor. Greyhound number 1, Win Lyle. Post weight, 78.5. Escorted by lead-out Brett Slater. This red male greyhound represented by the Cuddy Randall Kennel. Owned by Roland McLeroy and trained by Kevin Phelps. Earned 58 points in our qualifying rounds. Number 1, Win Lyle. Greyhound number 2, Swedish Episode. Post weight, 66.5. Escorted by lead-out Dave Gorekis, this white and red female greyhound. Last July established new track record here at Raynham, Taunton with a blazing speed of 30.08 100ths. Is owned by Marion Kennel and trained by Grace Schaefer. Earned 63 points in our qualifying rounds. Greyhound number 3, Go Way. Post weight, 67. Escorted by lead-out Bobby Solkowski. This red male greyhound represented by the Chris Randall Kennel. Owned by Chris Randall and trained by Tim Andrews. Earned 58 points in our qualifying rounds. Number 3, Go Way. Greyhound number 4, Beckham Payday. Post weight, 68. Escorted by lead-out Tim Graybars. This black male greyhound represented by the David Lingle Kennel. Owned by David Lingle and trained by Jeff Daigneault. Earned 63 points in our qualifying rounds. Greyhound number 5, Tolte. Post weight, 65.5. Escorted by lead-out Mike Cummings. This brindled male greyhound represented by the Chris Randall Kennel. Owned by Ed Craig Incorporated and trained by Tim Andrews. Earned 40 points in our qualifying rounds. Number 5, Tolte. Greyhound number 6, Patsy He-Man. Post weight, 78. Escorted by lead-out Scott Roberts. This brindle male greyhound represented by the Patrick Collins Kennel. Owned by Patrick Collins and trained by Rebecca Chamberlain. Earned 43 points in our qualifying rounds. Greyhound number 7, To the Tip. Post weight, 78.5. Escorted by lead-out Eric Wynn. This brindle male greyhound represented by the James E. O'Donnell Jr. Kennel. Owned by the Steubenville Kennel and trained by Leland George. Earned 54 points in our qualifying rounds. Number 7, To the Tip. Greyhound number 8, Pacific Episode. Post weight, 64.5. Escorted by lead-out Robert Wells. Is the littermate of Greyhound number 2, Swedish Episode. This white and red female greyhound represented by the Kansas Kennel. Owned by George Benjamin and trained by Louis Amaral. Earned 48 points in our qualifying rounds. The finalists of our Blue Ribbon Championship. And they're off. On the break, 4 comes right out, takes the lead. 2's mid-track, back to the 1-6-7. Back to the 5-8 and the 3. On the front end, that's Beckham Payday with the lead. The 2's running well mid-track, back to the 1-6, 5-7-8 and the 3. They're going into the clubhouse turn. Swedish Episode takes over the lead. That's the 2, followed by Beckham Payday and Win Lyle. Here they come to the wire, 2, 4, 1-6. The 12th race is official. Winner number 2, Swedish Episode. Second, number 4, Beckham Payday. Third, number 1, Win Lyle. And fourth, number 6, Patsy He-Man. Quinella 2-4 returns $15. Superfecta 2416 returns $235.60. Race time 30:52. is a stakes event, distance 3/8 of a mile. The finals of the $25,000 Raynham Taunton Budweiser Derby. And they're off. On the break, the 4 comes right out, takes the early lead. 2's on the outside, 1's looking for room on the inside. They're in the front stretch. That's Kiowa Cutlass with a short lead. Here comes Swedish Episode mid-track, being followed by Laser Lightning, the 2. 8's running on the rail, back to the 3, 5, 6, and the 7. They're in the back stretch. Swedish Episode, the 1's on the outside, takes over the lead. 4's from the inside, back to the 2 and the 8. They're at the top of the stretch. Swedish Episode looks strong, much the best. 1 close for the rest. The 12th race is official. The finals of the Raynham Taunton Budweiser Derby. Winner, number 1, Swedish Episode. Second, number 4, Kiowa Cutlass. Third, number 2, Laser Lightning. And third and fourth, number 3, Flashy Ace. Quinella, 1-4 returns $24 even. Superfecta, 1-4-2-3 returns $424.20. Race time 37:66.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Woodlands Week. I'm Rick Bedecker. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to be talking about the $150,000 Sunflower Stakes. It's finally upon us. The first round of qualifying will be held on Wednesday evening this week. Well, 2 of the stars for the Sunflower Stakes are female greyhounds that have great reputations. Swedish Episode, Rapido Gal. We'll be focusing on both of those greyhounds tonight on the show. And, of course, we've got lots of videotaped highlights. And Tim Keithley will join us in the final couple of segments as we take a look at Monday night's best bets. Well, Swedish Episode, certainly the outstanding distance greyhound in the country, is here in town for the Sunflower Stakes. She has secured lodgings off the grounds. Tim Keithley visited the star and also her mentor, Grace Schaefer.
1. Take a look at this champion, Swedish Episode, coming to the Woodlands from Raynham Park near Boston. Owns both the track records at Boston, and Grace Schaefer is Swedish Episode's trainer. This is a phenomenal greyhound.
Yes, she is.
You've got to be proud of her.
Very.
Tell us how she does near Boston and at Raynham Park. Do the folks come out to really see this greyhound run?
Yes, she's a crowd pleaser, and they keep her for the weekend usually. And oh yeah, opening odds 1 to 2, 4 to 5.
So really, she's the superstar from Boston.
Yeah.
How does she run? Tell us her style.
There is no set style for her that she runs the inside or that she runs the outside. She runs anywhere she can find a hole. I mean, she is a smart dog.
It's her ability to find that hole.
Yeah.
Now, she did well during the schooling race in the snowy Friday night conditions, winning by 19 lengths. You think she can hold that up for the stakes?
I hope. I hope so. She's done it out there, so she should be able to do it here.
Now, how old is this greyhound?
She was 2 years old last November.
So she really has a promising career ahead of her.
She's a young dog. Very
Well,
young.
good luck to you in the Sunflower Stakes. I know that a lot of folks have been watching this greyhound for a long time, hoping that this greyhound is as good as her name indicates.
I do too. There's the people here have been very nice to us, very hospitable, and so we hope to.
You hope the Swedish Episode is nice to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Come during the Sunflower
She's
Stakes.
nice to them.
Well, thank you very much for visiting with us, Grace,
you.
and good luck to Swedish Episode.
Well, we do wish her good luck, and isn't she pretty? Boy, what a beautiful greyhound. She'll be going postward on Wednesday, along with 55 other greyhounds in 7 qualifying events. And the way it works, the greyhounds earn points according to their order of finish in the qualifying events. And there are 3 sets of qualifiers, and the highest point earners will go postward in the finals on April the 7th. The next highest 8-point earners will go postward in a consolation event also on April the 7th. So the top 16 Greyhounds out of the 56 originals will be going posted on that April 7th evening, and that figures to be a sensational one here at the races. That's a week from Saturday. We will have qualifying this coming Wednesday on March 28th, qualifying the following Saturday, and again the following Wednesday, prefacing the big finals on April the 7th. Much more ahead of us on the Woodlands Week. Stay tuned.
Night, 65,000 of that will go to the winning Greyhound. An all-important position drawing was held today at the Woodlands track, and the favorite is a dog by the name of Swedish Episode, which will start in the middle of the pack in the number 5 position.
This track has made us feel like a favorite. The odds have made us feel like a favorite, and I have full confidence in the dog.
So it's your race to lose, is what you're saying then?
Yeah, it is. I think it is. I mean, we can lose it. Anything can happen in a race. I think the break will be the decisive point in the race.
And the ponies start out there next month.
Yeah, I like the name,
May 20.
Swedish Episode, yeah.
Swedish Episode, number
What's
5.
a Greyhound?
Number 5.
What's a Greyhound got to do with $65,000?
I don't know. Yeah, some nice bones or something.
Yeah, really. Ahead, get ready for the mission.
He battled second-place finisher Blendway throughout the race before holding on for the win. Now the $65,000 first prize, that is the richest purse in Greyhound racing this year. We begin our Sports Extra Sports Reel tonight with tennis. The family...
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of the Woodlands Week. Rick Bedecker and Tim Keithley with you tonight, and we call it a special edition because of the subject matter of the show tonight. We're going to be covering the $150,000 Sunflower Stakes that was run here last night. And Tim, we've looked forward to the race for so long. You run the risk of having a bit of a letdown when you finally do get to the climactic event, but I tell you what, no letdown indeed. It was sensational.
And it was such a build-up because you have so many outstanding Woodlands Greyhounds that have done well all year long, and the favorite, a Yankee, Swedish Episode, coming in from New England. And so this really sets up for quite a matchup, and it proved to be just probably a classic race of the year.
Well, and it was a beautiful night here at the racetrack. The temperatures outside were rather balmy, really, by comparison to last week, and so it really was a fun night to be a part of the more than 10,000 folks that came out here to watch the race, and it was a grand spectacle. And let's introduce the field for you as they prepared to go to the post. Number 1 was a Woodlands favorite. This is Blendway. Of course, he's the track record holder at the shorter distance of 5/16. He's proven at the longer distance of 3/8, which of course this race will be competed at, and he has won 23 races so far this season.
Number 2, HB's Prince Red from the Irwin Lewis Kennel, going undefeated in the qualifying rounds, has won 17 races and 26 starts at the Woodlands this year, finished out of the money only 4 times.
Here's an invader from Southlands Greyhound Park in West Memphis, Arkansas. Grand jury with a 1st, 2nd, and 4th in the qualifying rounds, and he has finished in the money in over half of his 62 seasonal starts.
Number 4 is Thunder Scent, the second entry of the Sunflower Stakes by the Irwin Lewis Kennel, making the field with a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in qualifying. A young Greyhound has a good future ahead.
And number 5, well, this is the celebrated Greyhound Swedish Episode. As Tim said, from Massachusetts, Raynham, Taunton Greyhound Park, the only female in the field. She has enjoyed national recognition with her 32 victories in 48 starts. She holds the track record for 3/8 and 5/16 in Boston.
Number 6 is Red Hill Jake from Plainfield Greyhound Park in Plainfield, Connecticut. A lot of folks like this Greyhound. 2 wins and a 3rd in qualifying rounds. Has won 15 of 20 this year at Plainfield.
Here's another local favorite, Prophet Dandy, with a 1st, 2nd, and 4th in the 3 qualifying events. He's been in good form of late, coming back after an earlier injury earlier in the season.
And number 8 is Jamaican Episode with a win and 2/3 in qualifying rounds. A littermate, a blood brother. The finalist, Swedish Episode. Both are sired from Dutch Bahama, one of the outstanding stud dogs in the nation right now.
And there's the glittering lineup, complete with tuxedoed leadouts, and what an outstanding spectacle it was. Really was exciting to see the Greyhounds dressed as they were, and also with the leadouts. Now we're ready for the start of the big event. Number 1, Blendway. 2, HB's Prince Red. The favorite, number 5, Swedish Episode. Woody is now underway, and we're going to pick up the call of the Woodlands race announcer, Randy Birch, the $150,000 Sunflower Stakes.
Here comes Woody. Here they come out of the starting box. Number 2, our Prince. HB's Prince Red. Followed by number 1 on the inside is Blendway on his way in first place on the turn. Here comes number 1, Blendway on the inside. Now number 2, the Prince retakes the lead. What a race. 2, 1, 4, and 8 on the turn. Out of the turn they go. Headed for the backstretch. Number 2, HB's Prince Red. Followed by number 1, Blendway. Running third is number 4, Thunderset. It's 2, 1, 4, 8, 5, 6 with one final turn. Number 2, our Prince. Will our Prince come home? Number 2, HB's Prince Red. Here we come for home. What a classic. Number 2, HB's Prince Red. 2-1, and a close one for show.
And a tremendous effort, a winning effort by HB's Prince Red. Really not much doubt about it from the start of the race, Tim.
What a great story. I mean, HB's Prince Red has some bad luck and a dismal showing in the Winter Sprint Classic, takes a month off to rest, and then comes back with this big victory. Great story.
Let's watch it again, and we're going to see HB's Prince Red immediately go to the lead from the number 2 box. That's Blendway on the inside, and these two will lead this field from start to finish. Looks like Blendway might come up and wrest command from HB's Prince Red, Tim, but boy, Red is so good, and he's got his favorite spot on the outside there. Was not going to be denied.
Really a duel between these two Greyhounds early in the race, and they were so far back. And even in the Sprint Classic, Rick, the early speed is going to win these big races.
At the back, nearly at the back of the picture there, number 5, Swedish Episode. She is at the back now. She really did not have an excuse. She's clear all the way. That's Thunder sent down on the rail in the green. On the outside, Jamaican Episode. And there's the finish. And I tell you what, Tim, it looked as though if they went around again, they wouldn't catch HB's Prince Red. Here's the whole story to the race, I think, as it turns out. That blistering speed away from the box. Look at this is the first split second, just as the gate is coming up on the starting box, and HB's Prince Red already has a half length on the field. Look at this.
This evening's 11th race is a Grade A event, distance 3/8 of a mile. And they're off. On the break, it's the one going right to the lead. 3's on the outside, back to the 2-6, 8-5 in the 7. Way back to the 4. They're in the front stretch. Swedish Episode has the early lead. 3's in the middle of the track, back to the 2-6, 5-7-8 in the 4. They're going into the backstretch. Swedish Episode all alone in the backstretch, back to the 2-3, 6, 5-7-8 in the 4. They're going into the clubhouse turn. Swedish Episode not looking back tonight. Following, going right through the clubhouse turn. Here they come down the stretch. It's all alone. 1, 2, 3. The 11th race is official. Winning number 1, Swedish Episode. Second, number 2, Anguish. And third, number 3, Fabled Alar. Quinella 1-2 returns $14.40. Trifecta 1-2-3 returns $33.20. Race time 37:03.
From Miami, Perfectivision presents Greyhound Racing America.
From Plainfield Greyhound Park in Plainfield, Connecticut, Perfectivision proudly presents the $62,000 Connecticut Derby. Hello again, everyone. I'm Susie Culver, and welcome to this special edition of Greyhound Racing America. This show completes our series of Greyhound Stakes races, and who could think of a better way to finish them than with the prestigious Connecticut Derby? Each summer, the action at Plainfield heats up when 48 of the world's fastest greyhounds compete for the distinction of being the very best.
It's the first real major stakes in New England of the year. And from here on, they go on to the Rhode Island Derby, to the O'Grady up in Wonderland, and other stakes racing around New England. But I think our timing is just right, and I'm very glad to have it.
Plainfield's Connecticut Derby means a lot of fun and excitement for the fans and the people behind the contestants.
Every year it gets better. We draw from all over the country, and certainly this year it seems to be one of the finest fields we've ever had.
Today marks the 14th running of this great event, which is undoubtedly the highlight of Plainfield's year-round season. Along with being crowned a champion, the winner will receive $30,000. The second-place finisher will take home $12,000, and third will earn $7,500. The fourth-place racer will pocket $4,000. Fifth and sixth place receives $2,000 each, with the rest of the field making $1,250 apiece just for making the final field. Of course, today's champion will also be installed as an early favorite for the Greyhound Race of Champions to be held later this summer in Portland, Oregon.
We're going to have some racing luck and have a chance to win this race.
Cabana Scott is trained by Ken Murphy. The only Greyhound to go undefeated through the prelims is number 6, Swedish Episode. She came within a tenth of a second from a new track record when she won this semifinal race with a time of 38:16.
She's an exceptional dog. It's the best we've ever had and best I've ever handled. I have the best dog here. I mean, she's won the 4 rounds. She has the most points. Anything can happen in a dog race. We got beat when we were out in Kansas. We won all the rounds and we got beat there, ended up 5th. So all I can do is hope and pray that she gets around clean and has a chance to run.
Swedish Episode is owned and raced by Marion Courier. The sentimental choice is number 7, Easy Quest. 1 year ago, this superstar broke a leg while prepping for the Wonderland Derby. While some thought his racing career was over, Easy Quest defied the odds and has come back to race for the Derby crown.
Dr. Andelman put a screw in his leg and said there was a real good chance of him coming back, and he's number 1 in my book, you know. And we did everything right down to the wire, everything he told us to do, and the dog's back, and he's a stakes dog, you know. We can't ask for any more than that, can we?
Easy Quest represents Lincoln Greyhound Park. Rounding out the field in post 8, Why Not Gail? She's the 3rd Plainfield racer to make the final field and carries the hopes of the John Lingle Kennel.
I'd be foolish to say that I can outrun the Swedish Episode in a 2-dog race, but we're not running 2, we're running 8. And I think I've got a good chance if I can get around the turn. This female's hard to run down. She gets the front, and if she breaks decent and gets her good rush around the corner and gets around, she'll be hard to beat.
Why Not Gail is trained by Ken Murphy. With 12 minutes until post time, let's take a look at the current odds. As we expected, the 6 dogs, Swedish Episode is the early favorite at 1-9. Number 1, Integrate, comes in at 9-1, and the fans make Cabana Scott in the 5 box the long shot at 70-1. Of course, just earning a spot in a race of this magnitude is something any Greyhound owner would be proud of. That brings us to our Greyhound Racing America. So let's take a final look at the odds. Despite the post position percentages, the fans feel Swedish Episode can overcome the 6 box. She's the odds-on favorite at 1-5. Integrate holds the 2nd favorite spot, closing in slightly at 8-1, and Cabana Scott is still our long shot at 25-1. Joining us now for some final thoughts before today's big race is John Nyken, and John is the director of racing here at Plainfield, and you have to be impressed with the quality of today's field.
I'm very impressed with the quality of today's field. Not only having Swedish Episode, whom I consider the best greyhound in the country, but also having the likes of Integrate, Easy Quest, Sassy Winner, and Red Hole Jake. I think that's as fine a field as you can get anywhere in the country.
So we should be looking for a fantastic race today?
I'm looking forward to a great race.
All right. And John will be giving us his expert analysis after the race. It's now post time as the Greyhounds are being placed in the starting box. It's hard to imagine that the winner will earn over $30,000 for just 38 seconds of work. Of course, the fans are looking to make a few dollars as well, placing their final wagers before the lure is put in motion. Let's go upstairs to announcer Bill Reese for the call of Plainfield Greyhound Park's 14th annual Connecticut Derby.
Thank you very much, Susie. And now the lure is in motion. As expected, the big favorite on the board here in this race. Post number 6, Swedish Episode at 1-5 odds. It's post time. And they're off. The Derby is underway as they head into the first turn. It's number 5 with the 1 on the rail. Number 8 pulling away. Number 8, Why Not Gail with the early lead. And now they bring it down the front stretch. It's 8, 1, 3, 2, 5, 6, 4, and the 7. They pass us for the first time into the clubhouse turn. Number 8 still on top of the pack. Why Not Gale up by 2.5 lengths out of number 1, Integrate. And down the back stretch, it's 8, 1, 3, 6, 2, 4, 7, and the 5. One moves up on the rail, and now it's one up by a nose of number 8. Integrate leading the way, and the 6 moving in. Coming down the home stretch, it's 1 with 6, Swedish Episode, as they bring it up to the wire.
John, nobody expected that. What an upset.
That certainly was, and I think the race was decided in 2 spots here. One's right after the break here. That's the 1 dog, Integrate, followed by the 2, Red Hill Jake. If you look closely here, you'll see the 2 dog, Red Hill Jake, off-stride himself and take himself right out of the race. The better factor of this early mess here was the 8 dog, Why Not Gale, of the John Lingo kennel. That's the 8 dog, Why Not Gale, setting the pace here, followed by the Seabrook Derby winner, Integrate. The number 3 is Man of the Hour from Hinsdale. The number 2 is Red Hill Jake of the Troy Styles kennel. Coming into your picture is the 6 dog, Swedish Episode. And from here, she's still dangerous. She's got plenty of room to make up, but she can do it. In the backstretch, it's still Why Not Gale with the 1 dog, Hans Limmer's Integrate, making up some room here. Man of the Hour is still in the challenge. Now here's a big move coming up here on the far turn. Why Not Gale, if she drops to the rail here and establishes real dominance here, she'll win the race. But no, the 1 dog sneaks by on the inside, and here comes the 6 dog, that Swedish Episode, the All-American candidate, making a big move. And right here, I thought she had the race won. But look what she does. She goes right over the 1 dog's back, takes herself out of the race by losing some valuable ground. That's Integrate, who's going to become the 1990 Connecticut Derby champion.
Thank you for that analysis, and congratulations to you and the entire Plainfield family on a terrific event. Welcome back to our exclusive coverage of the Connecticut Derby. The results are now official, so let's take a look at the board. The winner of the $62,000 Connecticut Derby is number 1, Integrate. Integrate paid $19 to win. Number 6, Swedish Episode ran second, with number 3, Man of the Hour, coming on for third. The time of the race was 38:68. Joining me now in the winner's circle is the trainer.
Second race is a stakes event, distance 7/16 of a mile. And they're off. On the break, it's a 3 with a short lead. One's rushing on the rail, back to the 4-7, 2, 5, 6 in the 8. Around the first turn they go. Paz Dreaming, the 1, has the lead going into the front stretch. 7's on the inside, back to the 5, 2, 3, 4, 8, and the 6. They're going into the curtain turn. Flying Vince, the 7, takes over the lead. 1's in the middle of the track, back to the 5, 2, 3. 8, 4, and the 6. They're going by the tote board into the clubhouse turn. Flying Vince, the 7, has the lead. 2's mid-track, back to the 1, 3, and the 8. Here they come down the stretch. Flying Vince, Swedish Episode in the middle of the track. The second race is official. Winner number 2, Swedish Episode. Second, number 7, Flying Vince. And third, number 8, Speedo Ralph. Quinella, 2-7, returns $7.60. Trifecta 278 returns $46 even. Race time 43.80. This evening's daily double 2 and 2 returns $31. Qualifying rounds. Greyhound number 5, Cajun Windfall. Post weight 74.5. escorted by leadout Chris Ward. This brindle male greyhound, represented by the O.J. Kennel, owned by Alvin Staggs and trained by Wally Souza, earned 43 points in our qualifying rounds. Greyhound number 6, Flying Vince, post weight 72.5, escorted by leadout Bobby Solkowski. This white and brindle male greyhound, represented by the Fortune Kennel from Wonderland in Revere, owned by John Alves and trained by Arthur Fucinato Jr., earned 40 points in our qualifying rounds. Greyhound number 6, Flying Vince. Greyhound number 7, Sports Cannon, post weight 71.5, escorted by leadout Bill Tanzer. This red brindle male, represented by the B.H. Cole Kennel, owned by B.H. Cole and trained by Wally Souza, earned 40 points in our qualifying rounds. Greyhound number 7, Sports Cannon. Greyhound number 8, Tough Fiber, post weight 58, escorted by leadout Derek Tabor. This brindle female, represented by the Cuddy Randall Kennel, owned by W.L. Lawrence and trained by Kevin Phelps, earned 37 points in our qualifying rounds. Greyhound number 8, Tough Fiber. There you are, ladies and gentlemen, the finalists for our $25,000 added All-American Greyhound Triathlon. And they're off. On the break, one comes right out with the early speed. Two's right alongside. Back to the 4.87. 3.5 in the 6. They're in the front stretch. Swedish Episode takes the lead immediately. One's on the inside. Back to the 4.7. They're through the curtain turn. Swedish Episode takes the lead into the backstretch. The one Fable the Lie is giving chase. Back to the 4. Spanish Episode and Sports Cannon. They're going through the clubhouse turn. Swedish Episode in a romp. She's pulling away. One's in the middle of the track. Here they come. That's 2. 1, 4, 7. The 12th race is official. All-American Triathlon Champion, number 2, Swedish Episode. Second, number 1, Fable the Lar. Third, number 4, Spanish Episode. And fourth, number 7, Sports Cannon. Quinella 1-2 returns $6.20. Superfected 2147 returns $350.60. Race time 37:31.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a night to honor Raynham's finest Swedish Episode. Her sire, Dutch Bahama, won the American Derby here at Raynham, Taunton, and passed many of his talents on to our finest Greyhound. Her career record of 59 starts, 38 wins, 7 seconds, and 5 thirds, 51 out of 59 starts in the money. She has been the favorite an incredible 55 times out of 59 career starts, and she has been the bettor's choice in every start she has ever raced at 3/8 of a mile. She is currently the 5/16 of a mile track record holder here at Raynham, Taunton, at 30:08. She accomplished that feat in just her 4th career start. She also holds the 3/8 of a mile track record here at Raynham Taunton and an incredible 36:92. A little known fact about the Greyhound, she also broke the track record at Hinsdale, New Hampshire's 5/16 course in her first official start over that track. She won the Budweiser Derby at 3/8 of a mile here at Raynham Taunton last November and was most recently a finalist in the $150,000 Sunflower Stakes at the Woodlands in Kansas City. Currently, she's campaigning at Plainfield, Connecticut in the Connecticut Derby, where she won her first 2 starts there. Her next start at Plainfield will be this Friday night. Once again, she's the favorite down there to win it all. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Vice President of Raynham Taunton, Mr. Joseph Carney, who will present the All-World Greyhound trophies to owner and kennel owner Marion Currier and her niece, Lorraine McBride, and popular trainer Grace Schaefer. This Greyhound is receiving the award for both the 5/16 distance and the middle distance.
This evening.
Wonderland Derby Greyhounds waiting on Swifty, Rosebud, Christie, Kid Octane, Rapido Gal, Swedish Episode, Barty, Flying Vince, Tom Quick, Salinas. The lure is in motion. Big goes Swifty. They're off in the Derby, going right out there for mid-track. Kid Octane with Barty. That's Barty, Kid Octane. With Rosebud, Christie along the rail goes Tom Quick. That's Barty building a big lead in the Derby, followed by Kid Octane, Rosebud, Christie. Then it's Tom Quick with Swedish Episode completing the field. That is the Salinas with Rapido Gal, and on the end is Flying Vince past the tote board in the Derby, picking him up and laying him down. John O'Donnell's Barty. That's Barty on the front end. Here comes Rosebud, Christie on a try. Might be a bit late tonight. That's Barty, box to wire, Rosebud, Christie, and Tom Quick.
'84 Dutch Bahama, '85 Dutch Bahama, '86 Prince Proper, '87 Fuel Stargazer, '88 Iko Evan, '89 Winterfest. In 1990, Joseph M. Lee Greyhound Derby carries a gross value of $54,000. The winner receives $30,000. The runner-up, $10,000. Third place is $5,000. Fourth, $3,000. The 5th through 8th place finishers each receive $1,500. Here's the field for the 1990 American Greyhound Derby. From Raynham Taunton and representing Marion Currier, trained by Grace Schaefer, this Greyhound accumulated 60 points in qualifying for the finals. Shown here racing from the toolbox and breezing to a 9.5 length win is number 1 Swedish Episode. Possibly one of the most versatile performers in the history of this sport. A 1989 all-world selection at both the 5/16 and 3/8 mile distances. So far this year, the white and red female has been a heavy favorite in 3 stakes races and failed to win. But in this Derby, Lady Luck was with her at the post position draw. In post position number 1 is Swedish Episode. David, how did it feel standing up there waiting to find out what was going to happen?
Very nerve-wracking, waiting to have it, waiting for the draw.
Well, you drew the 1 box. How did you feel once you drew the 1 hole?
Relief.
You had relief. And by the way, your Greyhound has some early speed. You think this is going to be very advantageous for you?
Definitely. I wanted the 1 or the 2 box. And well from the inside.
Okay, David, best of luck come Friday night. Thank you. Representing Raynham and Taunton and the Greyhound
Derby, what have you done?
Well, Tim, it's basically we have done a lot of work here, and we're anticipating doing more, but we're trying to improve the place. We're doing a lot to our entrance so that the fans in the wintertime here will be more comfortable, and I just think it's a long-term project, but we're going to go on every day.
I think the place is looking great downstairs, too, and I'm sure it'll look even better.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah. Best of luck here at Lincoln. Well, it's post time for the American Greyhound Derby. Right now, we're going to go to the roof to our announcer, Tony Bonaminio, for the call of the race. I'll see you after the race.
Is ready. They're off, charging to the lead. It's Advice, also on the move. Chet from the outside moving up. It's Easy Quest and Pretty Maggie. Getting through along the rail, Swedish Episode. The field moves into the front stretch. It's 4-1, 6, then 2, 5, 3, 7, and the 8. Around the curtain turn, Chet has the lead down the backstretch. Swedish Episode is second, Easy Quest third, then it's Legs Maverick. The field approaches the far turn. Chet still on top by about 2. Swedish Episode begins to gain ground on the leader. Then it's Easy Quest third. They're at the top of the stretch. It's Chet gaining ground, Swedish Episode. They race to the wire. Swedish Episode gains the lead. The results are official. The winner number 1, Swedish Episode. Second number 4, Chet. Third number 6, Easy Quest. Fourth number 3, Legs Maverick. The 1-4, Quinella pays $9 even. Time of the race, 38:17. The Superfecta 1463 returns $800.80. Now let's go trackside to Tim Leshner.
Marion, how does it feel to finally win with Swedish Episode?
I can't explain how good it is, but I wanted to very, very much because I've tried so many times, and this dog is so good. And for Mr. Lindsay, he said he was in my corner tonight, and that was the luck that brought it to me.
Well, that's fantastic. Congratulations. You finally did it. He's a great greyhound.
Sure is. Never had one like her. And I'll hope to have another one when she's old enough to produce one.
That's great, and we thank you very much for bringing it to this year's Derby, and congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Now we'll go up to the reviewing stand for the presentation.
I want to say thank you to the people that made this night possible, and I want to say thank you to the owners of and the trainers of the Greyhounds. And I'm sorry that the owner of this wonderful Greyhound is not here, but she's here tonight, but she sent a trainer up to, oh, here she is, right here.
I'm so happy.
God damn it, I missed you here. I'm glad you came.
Oh, thank you, sir.
This lady has had a dog in our American Derby for as far back as I can remember, from day one, I think. And I'm so happy to see you win this race.
I sure am too.
And I want to say, and I want to give a big thank you to the new owners of this track who are carrying on the traditions that we have set. And I'm sure that they will do as good or a whole lot better than what we have done. And I want to congratulate you, Mr. Wolfson.
Thank you.
And Mr. Schellheimer. I congratulate you and you, Miss Schell. Again, many thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Lindsay, and congratulations, Mary Curry and Grace. It was an excellent race, and we congratulate you on winning the Joseph M. Lindsay American Greyhound Derby. Thank you very much.
Afternoon's 11th race, Grade A, distance 3/8 of a mile. And they're off. On the break, very even break. 8 on the outside, 3 now breaks through with the 8, back to the 6-7. In the front stretch the first time. That's the 3/8
followed by the 7-6-4. Around the curtain turn now, Swedish Episode, the 3, has the lead, followed by the 7-8-6-4-5-2-1. On the backside, Swedish Episode has the advantage over the 7-8-6. Around the clubhouse turn, the Swedes opening it up. 3-7-6. In the payoff lane, where she belongs, that's the 3. In front, mid-track, 3-7-6. The 11th race official. Winner number 3, Swedish Episode. Second, the 7, Patsy Hometown. And third, number 6, Modak. The 3-7 Quinella, $14.60. Trifecta 3-7-6, $105.20. Race time a sizzling 37:02.
Tonight, grade A, distance 3/8 of a mile. And they're off. Even break now, the 8 and 5 go out. 5 has the lead. It's 5, 8, 2, 7, 4, 6, 1, and 3. Down the front side, 2 and 5 battle. 2 is Swedish Episode. 5 is Garvey Royal. 8 is Garvey Pride, then 7, 6, 4, 1, and 3 as they head down the backside. Swedish Episode out there by about 4 lengths. It's 2, 6, 8, 7, 5, 4, 1, and the 3. Into the clubhouse turn, Swedish Episode, your leader. 6 now chasing second, Patsy Hometown. They head for home. That's 6 in a row for Swedish Episode. 4th race results now official. The winner, number 2, Swedish Episode. Second, number 6, Patsy Hometown. Third Greyhound was number 1, Sadie's Bingo. Finishing 4th is the 4, Cussin' Cat. 2-6 Quinella, $15.60. $2 Superfecta, 2614, $170.80. Race time was a fast 37:32. Our 5th race this evening.
Race, grade A, distance 3/8 of a mile. And they're off. On the break, it's the 5, 6, 8, 1, 2, 3. Into the front stretch the first time, that's Betty Dane, the 1 showing the way, followed by the 5, 8, 2, 3, and the 7, the 6-4 trail. Coming into the turn now, 1, 5, 2, 8, 7's hugging the rail, back to the 3, 6, and 4. On the backside, it's the 5, 1, 3, 8, 7 on the outside. 7's looking for room now around the turn. Coming around the clubhouse turn, 7's trying to split Greyhounds. 5's got the lead coming to the wire. Here they come. 5, 7 tight. The 11th race now official. Winner number 7, Swedish Episode. The second, the 5, Turn Again. And the third, number 2, Patty Benjamin. The 5-7 Quinella, $23.20. The trifecta, $752, $287.60. Race time, 38:57. Tonight's 11th race, Grade A. Distance 3/8 of a mile. And they're off. On the break, it's the 3-4-6 all together. Back to the 1-8-7. Into the front stretch the first time, 3-6-4. Followed by the 5-1-8-7. Into the first turn now, that's the 3-4-6-5 saving ground. Going into the backside, stay back, Jack, in front. 5 slips through on the inside, that's Sadie's Bingo taking over. Back to the 4-8. Around the clubhouse turn now, the 5 Sadie's Bingo in front, followed by the 4-1-8. Here they come down to the wire. Sadie's Bingo in front, pulling away, 5-4-1. The 11th race is official. The winner, number 5, Sadie's Bingo. Second, the 4 Swedish Episode. And third, number 1, Turn Again. The 4-5 Quinella, $7. 5-4-1 Trifecta, $146.20. Race time, 38:10.